basically you'll see that the bulk of that is the lease-based carryover from the money that we had in previous year or years, excluding the $5 million fund. So that's why it doesn't end up to the $2.5 million. Yes, so that first bit of 2.51, project's underway. The 462 second block is projects that at that time had not been started. It's probably easier to take queries. The biggest block of that $1.7 million is probably around about $1 million that relates to these plans. Easier to take questions.
Councillor Higgins.
Yes, I see the cameras. Might be my bed for the last little while. I see we've got the mention up there under tokoroa top there, and the delay once again with Wi-Fi upgrade. And I know that the charity will be done along with that. I'm a little bit tired away here with the upgrade in the charity.
Yeah.
And Waikato we go alone. Yeah.
So yes, no, I completely agree with it's been an extremely frustrating project. Having inherited the project from another organisation, the project was not scoped out, so we've spent an inordinate amount of time trying to fit the project into the budget, basically. And there's been a huge amount of work to make sure that the money does spread far enough to actually get there and actually have a secure and viable project. Yes, it has taken a long time, and certainly my apologies for that. The Patararu and tokoroa camera installations is actually probably going to occur together, and probably within 4 to 5 weeks. As a step after that, we're just confirming or getting through the last part of the procurement around the Wi-Fi provider, so that should be very shortly, so that will roll out slightly after that. Just in terms of tokoroa there's one technical issue that we need to resolve around the placement of cameras and how we get information back onto the fibre cable from one site, and that's been problematic because of trees and other logistical things. So yeah, a huge amount of work has gone into it. I'd say within 4 to 5 weeks we will have most of the Tararu ones and most of the tokoroa cameras operational, and then after that we'll roll out the Wi-Fi, particularly for tokoroa, and then we can have a conversation about whether we roll out the Wi-Fi for Tararu. But the technology will order those ports and the cameras will be in place, and so all the cable will be in place to do Wi-Fi.
Thank you.
Yes, it's been a long process. Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Other queries on various?
Right, are there any further questions? I'll put a recommendation that report be received and that approval is given for the carry forward of unspent capital project as detailed in this report is to remove Councillor Lee, Councillor Bell. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. That's carried. Thank you. And the next item is 5.3 on page 26. And I take it you'll present that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Going to page 28. Very similar commentary to previous months, and I'll just pick up the differences probably. One of the, on page 28, if you look on the that fifth line down, property, there's a significant variance of around 280,000. We had initially forecast to have the trees harvested in at Emersfield into this year. It hasn't occurred, so that will just occur next year. The two further down there from the sports grounds, the Logan's Street car park, skate park. Yes, to be fair, I actually don't know why we had forecast that this year, because we were never going to sell that this year. But that will roll. There's no rates implication that will just roll into the new year. So my apologies for that. That should never have been in this year in the first place. What we have done this year is normally as part of the very tail end of our annual report process or annual balance process, we put on the interest around the various reserves and we put those through the activities. The girls have been much more on the ball this year, so it's actually, and you can say you never see them through the final set of June results. The girls are much quicker this year, so you actually see a whole lot of the interest going back through the activities. So what happens is, and this is for all the asset replacement reserves, or what we affectionately refer to as depreciation reserves, they accumulate earnings and share and land value growth, and that is allocated back to each of those reserves. And from an accounting perspective, the girls put those through each of those activities, so that's why you've seen those values go through. We traditionally haven't budgeted for it on the face of the P&Ls, mainly because it's normally had been done as an annual balance process and has no implication from a rating point of view. So it makes it look a bit funny. The girls are just a little bit sharper this year. Some in that revenue area it's not, I can't think of much that hadn't been reported on in previous times other than those two things really, three things. Any other queries on page 28 and 29?
Well, just on page 28, under roading, the NZTA subsidy lower than expected by 294,000 due to some roading money being put aside into the leaf place pot. Yeah. I presume that roading has just been deferred and then we'll pick up that 294k when we do it.
That's correct. So there's an excess of 560,000, I can't quite remember, that we had going back, it was a year I think, Ted, that we had identified that through our procurement with Downers that there had been some monetary savings through that process. At that time we said, well, we can either spend it or we can bank that extra money and put it against leave place. So what has transpired is, Board has done the same amount of work, but it's cost less money, so we've brought that money into going ahead for the leave place. So it's a very long answer to your very short question, so the answer is yes. Yeah, so we'll carry forward.
And the 294 will still get that when we do.
Yeah, so the big thing around that one is we just make sure that it is subsidised roading. Yeah, so that's something we're going to certainly have to work through with the NZTA in terms of the upgrades. There is the interface with the state highway, I would suggest will attract NZTA funding, but we just need to be very much more careful around the local roads, so it's a question of how we put that.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, when we deal with funding from the Transport Agency, they commit to funding us an amount of money subject to our own expenditure, but that's over a 3-year period, so it's locked down in a 3-year period. So through negotiation with the Transport Agency, we can either bring forward or delay the work, and they hold on to it for another 2 years. So as long as we manage it within the 3-year envelope and we communicate our intent, it works really well.
Then on to page 30-31, this is the expenditure by activity. Probably the only new elements, probably one new element is you're looking at roading community focus, so the middle of page 30. What we've done is for the public transport activity or this amount that's spent on public transport on the urban connector, we had popped that into our $5 million fund area. So to account for that correctly, we've just brought that back into the roading area, which is where it should be. Now that public transport activity now lives under roading. So there's just an accounting transfer from one set of accounts to the other. And we have, from the current year onwards, we're budgeted for it in that way. Otherwise, it's probably not a large amount. We've just changed on the top of page 31, we've changed the way we have dealt with the heat swap expenditure. We had previously put that through an activity. It's now we're just going straight to the balance sheet through loans, so that makes a large chunk of that 397,229 just relates to that. Otherwise, very similar to what we've seen in the last previous months.
So heat swap expenses no longer costed through an activity. Does that mean it's gone on to here and come out of somewhere else?
Yeah, so basically there was no, the heat swap one never has any rate involvement anyway, so I shouldn't use the word, but it's actually a loan, but we're not allowed to call it a loan, we can't loan. So it's a rate, so the loan repayments come back through rates, and then we adjust those through our balance sheet accounts that we have for those. It was from an accounting perspective, it was decided it was better to go directly back in terms of the
there's a
balance sheet.
corresponding dividend presumably.
Yes, and there's no effect on rates. It's just a change in the accounting.
Anything further? I'll put a recommendation on page 28 that
There's things from 23 onwards, but that's just the loans and things. So if there's any other queries anywhere, and we've already gone through the KPIs this morning. CapEx.
Hang on. Was I wrong? That is.
You're a little bit quick there.
I thought that was the next one.
No, that's it. So yes, page 33, the normal investment summary, and we're staying within our investment limits. Expenditure for the year that we've on the $5 million projects, page 33. Page 34 showing loans, and at the bottom of the page how that has been fixed with BNZ. My favourite little graph on page 35, which means we're still on the right track. Page 36, 37 is where we had talked about this morning. And then page 38 onwards is really the detail around that capital. And most of that had been, from a carryover point of view, had been put into that carryover report. So that's probably the most interesting parts is the stuff that wasn't done, which has been put into that earlier report. So unless there's more detailed queries.
Yeah, I know we have international funds overseas. I hope they don't involve cluster bombs.
So I was
I
last.
hope they don't involve cluster bombs. Munitions.
Are we funding bombs?
Are we funding bombs?
I only hope not.
Well, okay, I'm asking. You'll find out.
Yeah.
Anything further? Now this time, I will put a recommendation on page 28 that the report be received. Is Tramula. Councillor Edmonds, you will check all those papers, they say we'll continue now, that's carried. And now we go to page 43, the regulatory report. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.